it is always a good day when it's time for a Pan Those Eyeshadows update, and today is that update. So I am wearing two of the shades on my eyes today. If you know this project and you watched last month, you will probably know which shades that I'm wearing, and I'm so excited to say that one of these shades I hit pan on today, which is amazing. We cut it very, very close because other than that, I don't have any pans. I do only have one pan to share with you today. However, I have amazing progress as well. So hey, I'm making up for it. I've got one shade with a huge dip in it, so it's going to be a very, very satisfying update nonetheless. But just before we do jump into the video, if you have not already, like and subscribe. I upload every single day here on my YouTube channel. I love bright fun, colourful makeup. I love get ready with me's, project panning, dabbling in reviews, things like that. So if that sounds like a great time to you, then definitely stick around because I'm loving this little family that we're making here on YouTube. We're growing more and more every day, and I'm just so grateful to everyone who is subscribed. So Pan Those Eyeshadows, if you don't know what this project pan is, you must be new to the panning community. The way I like to do it is I have 4 eyeshadows in at a time, and my goal is to hit pan on them. I do also have a 15 use rollout threshold kind of thing, so if I use a shade 15 times, I am then able to roll it out even if I don't have pan on it, just because some eyeshadows are so difficult to hit pan on and I kind of want an out somewhere. I feel like 15 uses is a pretty good goal. 15 uses is not nothing, so here we go. I know a lot of project panners do this project. Everyone does it a little bit differently. This is just how I like to do mine. And yeah, we've got some pretty good progress. So without further ado, I'm gonna jump into it. I'm gonna start with the newest shade to the older shade, just because I like to keep some suspense. You know how it is. And yeah, let's jump into this. So the first shade that I'm gonna talk about is a little bit not great. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not been great. So this shade was rolled in last month, and it is a single eyeshadow from the Revolution Maxi Reloaded Monster Mattes palette. It is the shade 9, and as you can see, it is like a dusty green kind of shade, and I don't think this had any use when I rolled it in, or if it did, it had very, very minimal use. I thought this could go really, really well as like a summery shade. It is a little bit deeper than some of the other summery shades that I'm working on, but I thought it would also go really well with some of the shades that I'm using this month as well. This is what it looks like today. You're going to be able to see a little bit of usage on it. There is a little bit of disturbance in this pan. However, I've only used it one time this month for a total of 1 use in the project. As I said, I only rolled it in last month, so that's not great. That's not what we're looking for. I don't know why this hasn't really been a thing this month. I don't know. I have been working on another green. I've been working on a blue. I will talk about that later on. But this shade just hasn't been one that I've been wanting to reach for. And I don't know why. It's just been kind of sat in the background. The quality of this isn't great. I use it. I've got to build it up like no one's business, because it's not the best quality. So that's what it looks like swatch. It's definitely more autumnal than summery, but I know that I could pair it with more summery shades to make it more summery, so maybe that's the kind of mental block that I have with this. I'm really not sure, but yeah, 1 use every month is not gonna get pan in this. Absolutely not. It's gonna take a lot longer to try and hit pan in this, and I know that. This shade was randomized. I do have different categories for each eyeshadow that is in this project. So this was my random single eyeshadow, and I will go through the other categories as we speak about the shades. But this is staying in. I'm not mad about it. It's not something that I haven't used because I don't like it or I hate it. It's just something that I don't know, I've just not been reaching for some reason. So give me a few ways that you would use this. I don't know, it's not pigmented enough for a wing. I've tried to use it as a wing, it didn't work, so let me know. I feel sometimes we do just roll in eyeshadows that we just don't really reach for. That's fine. I am also panning a lot of other eyeshadows, so yeah, things compete quite a lot. But anyway, let's move on to shade number 2, and this is Ecstasy from my Carnival XL Pro palette, and this category was my focus palette. So my Carnival XL Pro is a focus palette for this project, and every month I roll in a shade to hit pan on, and I focus on that shade, and then I'll move on to another shade from this palette. I did hand choose this shade, and I've had so much fun with this. And this is what it looks like today. Hopefully you can see the biggest dip in this. I was determined to try and hit pan on this today, and unfortunately I did just miss out, but I've absolutely loved playing with this. It's been like an awakening for me because I never reached for this shade before, and now I just can't get enough. The dip in this is crazy, and of course I have used this today. I've used this as a last transition shade. I've loved pairing this with the next shade that I'm going to talk about, like a blue. It gives like a summer electric-y kind of feel, and this I've just been obsessed with. Honestly, I've been absolutely obsessed with. You can probably tell from the amount of use that this has. So this month I've used it 6 times for a total of 12 uses in the project. We are very close to that 15 use goal. However, even if we hit that 15 use goal, I will surpass that because I do want to hit pan on it, and I don't think it's going to take that much longer to do so. I'd rather have a pan than 15 uses. I think that goes without saying. It'll probably have pan by like the 16th use anyway, so I'm just going to keep pushing. I just love it. I love this so much. I was not expecting to fall in love with this shade as much as I did, but this shade honestly has my heart and soul. It's really made me be a lot more creative, I think, with my makeup, because this, like, even my nails, look at my nails. My nails were inspired by Ecstasy. You know, I've just been on a chartreuse kick this month and last month as well. It's just been beautiful. I just loved it. I've loved it so much, and I'm so excited to keep working on it, give it that last little push. I wish I'd have known about this sooner. I really do, because I just love it so much. I love it so much. So we have 12 uses on this. We're going to keep going, and we are going to have pan on that next month. I was so close to hitting pan on it this month, but I don't know, this look just didn't use it. And I will talk about some more looks as well later on in the video, but for now, let's move on to the third shade in this project pan, and again, it is a shade that I'm wearing today. So this shade was a randomized shade from my main palette collection, so that's always a little bit of a scary one because you never know what you're gonna get. But this roll-in was really nice. It was right up my alley and from one of my favorite palettes. So this is the shade Elixir from my Book of Magic palette, and it is a really, really nice light kind of primary blue. I love blue eyeshadows. If you're new to this channel, I absolutely love wearing blue. It is my happy color. I say this all the time, and this palette has so many pans in it already. To have another pan in it was just going to be a bonus. So I was so excited to work on this shade, to play around with this shade, do some beautiful blue looks, and that I did. This is what it looks like today. You can see we finally have pan in this. I'm so happy about it. I know BeautyBay shades are quite easy to hit pan on, so I wasn't expecting this to be in for a super long time, but I'm really, really happy with the progress that I have on this, with the looks that I've done with this, and I'm actually really gonna miss this shade. So here it is, the tiny, tiny baby pan. I did hit pan on this today doing this eye look. I did start with a black from this palette, Hex, then I used Cursed, and then I used Elixir, and then I used Ecstasy, of course, right on the edge to blend it all out. But this, yeah, this is done. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th pan in this palette. Half of these shades have pan on now. 11th! I didn't count Moonlight, that's it. I didn't count Moonlight, so 11 pans in this palette. And I'm gonna keep going, baby. I'm determined to have pan in every single one of these shades. I'm so excited to have another one. It is a tiny baby one. I've used this 4 times this month for a total of 8 uses in the project, 8 uses to hit pan. It did, of course, have some use on it before this project as well. So that's not 8 uses in total, but 8 uses for this project. It is very small because, like I said, I hit pan on it today. I'm just so excited to keep using this palette. I love this palette still. The mattes, especially in this palette, are just so beautiful. And this palette really made me fall in love with BeautyBay, so I'm just over the moon. I'm so happy I have pan on that. Let me swatch it. I nearly forgot. I've been really good this update at swatching things. I nearly forgot that one. So here you go. You can see it's worked really, really well with these greens. They're all in the kind of same color family. So of course, we will be rolling in one random shade from my whole makeup collection. I'm really scared. I don't know what's gonna happen. Everyone keep their fingers crossed. But before we do that, we have one more shade to update, and I'm a little bit scared of this one, I'm not gonna lie. So this is the 5th shade in my Huda Beauty Wild Jaguar palette, and last month I was on a roll with this. I was so excited to use this. Now this was a hand-chosen shade from my whole makeup collection, and I rolled this in because I was working on a shade called Bon Fresco in my Pan That palette, which was like a dusty mauvey shade, and this purple went beautifully with it. This is what it looks like today. I have not used it at all this month, and that is because I have actually finished Bon Fresco, so I don't really have anything to pair with it, and that is what makes me a little bit scared, because right now my focus shades are very warm oranges, and this is just probably won't go. 0 times is not great for a total of 9 uses in the project. Maybe I can like push myself to hit that 15 use goal this coming month, just because this shade is not going to have pan on it. This is one of the most firmly pressed eyeshadows I've ever worked with. It is beautiful though. It's like this like duochromy purple lilac shimmer, and the shimmer in this is beautiful. It is so stunning. Maybe I could use it with some of these, but I don't know. I just feel like it'll clash a little bit. It's got like a yellowy undertone. It is so beautiful. And with Bon Fresco, it went gorgeously. But I'm struggling to pair it with something that I'm working with right now. Who knows? Maybe my random shade for this month is going to be more of a pinky shade. That would work with this really, really well. I don't know, I'm just really disappointed that I just haven't used it at all this month. I never like to do that. I always like to have at least a few uses in eyeshadows, but you know what? I have a pan in this update. That is good for me. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with pan. But yeah, I'm gonna have to very, very quickly move on with this because I'm a little bit embarrassed. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit embarrassed. All right, so let's talk about some looks that I did with these shades. So of course, the first one is the look that I'm wearing today. I've kind of gone over it, so I won't spend too long on it. So of course, I have used Ecstasy and I have used Elixir from these two palettes, obviously from these project pans as well. On the lid, I've actually used Poppy Cry from the Titanium Foxes Poppy Quiet palette. This is the palette that I rolled in for my everyday makeup drawer, and it is this beautiful, like blue to green oil slick kind of shade. I'm hoping it's coming across on camera as beautiful as it is in real life because it's one of my favorite shades. I love it so much, but I'm gonna move on because I've been through this look, we all know. So the next look I'm going to talk about is this look. So I loved this look so much. So on the inner part is like bright orange, and then on the outer part is my Book of Magic. So the bright orange is Realgar from my Pan That palette. It's the shade that I'm trying to focus on finishing maybe this month, next month, soon-ish. And then I've done the blue gradient on the outer part of the eye. I really, really loved this look. I love contrasting color stories, and this was definitely a contrasting color story. I've really, really loved doing just interesting color stories. I just love it. I love it so much. Give me any shades, I'll try and merge them together as best as possible. I love the challenge, but this look is so pretty. I did use some glitter as well from Technic. I just think it's gorgeous. I love this look so much. There's something about blue with like a pop of bright orange that I've just been loving this month. And this color story in Pan Those Eyeshadows and the color story in my Pan That palette have really merged those worlds together. I'm obsessed. So next is this look, and again, it's that pop of orange with these like acidy greeny blue shades. A little bit of a different placement though. So I have this like hollowed out wing, and in this hollowed out wing, I of course have these blues here. I think I only used Cursed and Elixir in this look, so I did skip out this middle transition shade called, I don't know, the name's rubbed off because I've used this palette so much. Trick, is it? Yeah, I think. I don't know. But I just went straight from this blue to this focus blue that we've been working on. Then to blend out the top, I did, of course, use Ecstasy. I've loved these palettes together. Like I said, these palettes just go so well together. I'm actually a little bit scared letting this one go because of how well Ecstasy worked with Elixir. But we're going to have to switch things up a little bit eventually, okay? And then, of course, this orange was Realgar from my Pan That palette. And I did actually use, what is it called? Made by Mitchell Buttermilk. I gave this one another go. If you saw my review of these, I really didn't like them. But I gave it another go to kind of cut out that hollow wing. It worked out quite nice. I do wish this had more base pigment to it, though. It is more of like a... you don't see it straight on and then in the light it flashes yellow. I wish it just had a yellow base. I really did love this look. Definitely a look that I would recreate. Love it. What is next? So I did this kind of look quite a lot to the office, and you might be looking at this thinking like, where are these shades? So I definitely used a lot of Realgar again this month. It's just been Realgar central, I swear. So Realgar is a bright orange, and I thought it would be interesting to blend out that bright orange with Ecstasy. You know, I don't know, it was just like a kind of weirdy transition-y shade, and it worked really well, actually. I wasn't expecting it to. I used a very, very light hand with this. I didn't want it to take over the look, but it just added something a little bit different, like a little haze of green, and it looked really nice to blend out Realgar. I was very nervous about this because I did this to the office, and I was like, if my makeup is awful to the office, I'm gonna cry because I can't exactly wipe it off. Like, I've got places to be. But this was really, really nice. I loved using Ecstasy like this, and I'll probably use it like this again. I found that if I went very heavy-handed, it looked kind of weird. It looked very circusy and not what I'm looking for the office, but just a very, very light hand. This is gorgeous. And then I did the same look here. So it's the same look, but on the inner part of the lower lash line, I've packed on Ecstasy again. And I actually went over it with the green that I'm working on in my Pan That palette in order. So these all went really well together. It's very summery. It's still work appropriate. It's not like in your face. But I've really, really loved this look, and I probably will be doing it again to the office because it's getting good use on loads of shades that I'm working on, and it's a pretty staple look, so I've really, really enjoyed this. So next up, I have this look. Now, I seem to remember talking about this look last month, so I don't know if it's this month or last month, but my Instagram says I posted it on the 22nd of June. So if we've seen it before, we've seen it before. You can see it again. If not, it's a new look. So of course you can see which shades I used in this look. No one is surprised. I have used the blues in the Book of Magic. So I've used Cursed, Trick, and Elixir, our focus shade. And then on the inner part, I'm pretty sure I used the Hype, which is this shade from the Carnival XL Pro. It already has a pan. And then I blended that out with our focus shade, Ecstasy. I've just loved this color story so much. Like, I don't really want to let go of this color story because I love those blue and like that acid green together. It just makes me so happy. So who knows, maybe I'll be doing a cheeky blue sometime. I'll be pulling out a cheeky blue because I just can't resist. I can't resist it. I love it. And I think they're all the looks that I want to talk about this month. There were a few others, but nothing really of note. So I have too many eyeshadow palettes on my desk. Let me clean this desk, and then we will randomize a random eyeshadow from my whole collection. I'm scared. So I have had a few palettes in PR. I've not had the chance to put them on my spreadsheet though. I know, not very good of me. So yeah, I do have, I've had so many eyeshadow palettes in PR this month. I've had the Pastel Roses Rose Delights palette. I've had the Haggard Cosmetics palette. And I've had an Odin's Eye palette as well in PR. So those are 3 eyeshadow palettes not on this spreadsheet. I will do that when I finish this update. But for right now, I'm going to go off the numbers that are currently like logged. So I have 456 eyeshadows logged, which is terrifying. Oh, they've changed the app. Oh, I don't like this. Okay, so they've changed the app. I don't like change. So let's shake and let's see what we get. 94. I mean, you can't miss it. It's very big right now. So let's see what the shade 94 is. We might have to re-roll if it's something that we've already hit pan on. And it is. That is Pillow Talk. So I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see there. 94. Yes. Pillow Talk, it's green. It's actually a shade that I'm trying to finish right now, so it's already in a project pan. I'm going to re-roll. 262. What is that? Oh. This might have to re-roll because I feel like it is very similar to some of these shades. But let me pull it out and let me see. Oh, I also have the Botanical palette that I haven't logged as well. Oh no. So, I think I will re-roll this. So as you can see here, shade number 262 is the shade Eucalyptus from my BeautyBay Wilderness palette. Now this is this shade here. It's like a deep foresty green. And we already have a deep foresty green. Like, it's very, very similar to that Revolution shade. It's a lot better quality. But I am going to re-roll just because I don't want 2 very similar shades. So we're going to roll again. 3rd time lucky. Let's go. Let's go. 109. What is that? Oh my god, we've already got pan on it. So 109 is the shade 11 from the Bella Pierre All Stars palette. So Bella Pierre All Stars palette up here. 109 is the shade 11. We've already got pan on that. Oh my gosh. This is not going to plan. Please be something good too. I think yeah, that's Modern Renaissance. Guys, seriously, I don't like this new app. 325, please. Oh. Okay. Okay. I will roll this in, but it's not something I'm delighted about. So this is the Revolution Lion King palette. It's the Jungle Princess palette. And as you can see, some of these shades go really, really well. So this shade that we're rolling in is the shade Right Hand, which is this greeny shimmer. And this is going to go so well with those other greens. However, the quality of this shade is pretty shocking. It's not very good. So I'm going to roll it in for a month, and I'm going to kind of reserve the right to roll it out next month if I feel like it, because I do want to stay true to what we roll in, but also, like, this is, like, on the chopping block, kind of. Like, if this wasn't Lion King, this palette would have been gone years ago. So, we'll see. I'm nervous. I'm not thrilled. Let me swatch out this new color story. Okay, these are my 2 color stories. I feel like everything works really well apart from the the purple shade. But I don't know, like, this color story also has some purples in it. So maybe I can incorporate the Huda with some of these as well. That could be cute, actually. Maybe this palette is the right palette to roll in because it's very, very similar to this color story. So I'm hoping that we have some luck with this. Hopefully I can use it as like a lower lash line pop or something like that. I don't know. This Right Hand shade, I mean, it is perfect for the 2 greens that we've already got rolled in. So I think this month is going to be a green month. I don't often play with greens, so maybe that's exactly what I need. Maybe I just need a good old green month to get me in the mood. Who knows? Who knows? I think this color story is definitely more cohesive than this one. But also, as I said before, I love contrasting color stories. I love the fact that there was like a green and a blue to kind of mix together. This, I think, might be a little bit samey, maybe get a little bit boring, but I'll see. I'll proceed and I'll see what I think of this color story. Let me know what you think. Which color story do you prefer? I don't know. I think they're both beautiful. So this is it for this update, guys. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, like and subscribe. I upload every day, as I said, and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye-bye.